Growing concerns in some communities about data centers popping up across central Georgia. Right now, there are 3 potential projects in the works in Lamar, Twiggs, and Jones County, and that has some people pushing back against those data centers. The biggest development is in Monroe County. Less than a week ago, Google spent over $40 million to purchase nearly 1,000 acres of land off Rumble Road. That area could become a data center, but there's no timeline right now. As data center projects continue to pop up around central Georgia, Macon-Bibb leaders are speaking out about what that growing trend could mean locally. While there are no formal proposals on the table, as Maggie Fitzgerald tells us, developers have shown an interest in Bibb County land for possibly putting in a future project.
They're looking wherever they can go. Unfortunately, I think they're taking advantage of smaller places that are not very well developed that need the money.
As Central Georgia sees a data center boom, neighbors in Monroe, Twiggs, and now Jones counties are expressing concerns about their impact. But what about Bibb County? Mayor Lester Miller talked about the possibility on an upcoming episode of Central Georgia Focus.
I would never be comfortable putting in Macon while I'm here unless it's in a commercial area, not near any residential areas.
While no one's officially proposed one for Bibb County, Miller and others say it's not a matter of if, but when. Under current zoning rules, data centers are considered heavy industrial use. County leaders could add site-specific rules to protect nearby neighborhoods. Macon-Bibb's Planning and Zoning Executive Director Jeff Ruggieri says most of the county's industrial zones are south or east of the city, but some smaller industrial lots near neighborhoods could raise concerns.
This is a new phenomenon. It's obviously needed, but how much it's needed is the question that nobody knows the answer to at this point in time.
Ruggieri says developers are targeting surrounding counties, where land is cheaper and large rural sites are easier to find. However, he says a company did approach him unofficially last year, and he wouldn't be surprised if there's a project on the table in the future.
We don't know what the future of data centers are, so I would just advise decision makers just to be wary of that fact.
In Macon, Maggie Fitzgerald, 13, WMEZ News.
And as data centers continue to expand in central Georgia and potentially into Macon-Bibb, some folks are also pointing out environmental concerns. A study from the Environmental and Energy Study Institute shows data centers do use a large amount of energy. They also use a lot of water, about 5 million gallons a day, enough to supply 25,000 people. And data centers can pump out pollution with more than 100 million tons of carbon emissions in 2023 alone. Developers argue the trade-off is worth it, pointing to new jobs and economic growth. Monroe County leaders say a potential Google data center could bring in $20 million in tax revenue every year.